Katie, welcome back to Podcastina.
I'm back. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you back. This is the soonest I've ever had someone back, but we needed to.
Hell yeah. It is an honor and a privilege. And it needed to happen.
It needed to happen effectively. If someone is listening to this and they don't care about books, this is about to be like a whole basically book club episode of the pod. So
yes, the people have spoken and we need to do some follow-up conversations.
We have both been in the trenches with each other's recommendations from last time.
Mm-hmm.
We've done that. I pulled some of the top comments from, by the way, that clip is my first like viral clip that's gone viral organically without the help of some like massive creator attached to it.
Should we remind everybody what the clip is about?
Yes, we should. So we were talking mad shit.
Big shit on BookTok.
BookTok books, which have actually, I'll just start pulling out the comments because one of them is relevant to this. So I went ahead and saved some of the top comments on that. And my favorite that's immediately first of all, baby picture of me.
Adorable.
Ugh, of course I open it and it's that. Okay, I hate this. Photos app is killing me. Let's go through a few of these. This one has 150 likes. I just say, I'm happy you're reading.
Yeah, that one was a good one. That one was a good one because we were basically saying that it's really great that there's more people reading.
Mm-hmm.
However,
I think people really liked your however comma.
Yeah, that's one of my staples. I've been doing it for a while and I started adding it into my stand-up too, and it's really fun. I encourage everyone to use it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to say something kind of mean, however, comma,
softens the blow.
It softens the blow. But yeah, it was a I liked that woman's comment because it's a version of bless your heart.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We're happy you're reading, and we are happy you're reading.
We are.
There's gateway books, right? I think we can sit here and agree that Twilight was a gateway book.
Correct.
The modern day to that, I guess, is ACOTAR, which I haven't read, which quite a few of the comments were bringing that up.
Which is so interesting because it actually was a good gateway book for me for fantasy.
Okay.
For like adult fantasy. I hadn't gone down that genre probably since Harry Potter. And I read ACOTAR and the first book I remember reading and being like, this is just a straight rip from Beauty and the Beast, but like a little more fucked up.
Oh.
And then it obviously did not turn into that, but it kept me going. I was engaged. I was in it. I really liked it. I told everybody to read it. And then I read Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass series. And I was like, why is no one talking about this one? This one's so much better than ACOTAR. And I'm like, in comparison, you would think that they were written by two different authors. Just because I think that Throne of Glass is so much more like tight. The story is tighter. There's more, it's way more plot driven. And I think it goes back to why another reason that certain books blow up is really just because of the spicy chapters. And there's a lot of spicy chapters in ACOTAR because I remember recommending Throne of Glass to one of my friends, and they were like a couple chapters in and they're like, well, when are they going to start doing it? And I was like, there's a build up, like you have, like there's a story, like they have to go through it first. It's coming, but chill out. So I think that's also the ACOTAR phase is a spicy meatball. There's a certain one you don't want to read on a plane.
Okay.
I was like, oh no, I shouldn't
you're gonna
be
wet
in
the
public.
scene or what?
Yeah, it's just gonna slide right off. It was nuts.
There's so many good comments on TikTok about like when women are turned on, some of the shit that they say.
Tell me.
Standing ovulation.
I've never seen that one. That's incredible.
That's a good one. There's so many memes. I think because I'm on horny goth girl TikTok all the time, I see the wildest fucking comments.
I haven't been on TikTok in so long. And I just started getting back into it, and now mine is all like protein, weight loss, and I'm like, this isn't fun. I don't like this. How did I get here?
You must be staying on it long enough.
I looked at one video. But wait, so what are some more comments we got on our video? What are some other good ones?
Yes. Well, just one more. When there's hot guys, I really like the comment if someone goes in front of my parents. Like, I thought about that one.
That one's good.
Oh,
That
another
one's
one.
really good.
Okay. This one coming in at 97 likes.
Ooh.
I also think if you only read smutty books or always DNF books, do not finish books, that don't have enough spice, you're not an avid reader, girly. You just have a porn addiction.
Yes.
LMAO.
Yes. She nailed it.
Exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly. And if I were trying to paper on this, which I really think I could, if I had the time, but I would find a way to connect the rise of smut and the male loneliness epidemic and divorce rates.
Oh my God.
Because there's so many women I know a handful of women that started reading these books and they're like, I wish my husband could be like these men. And I'm like, I mean, that is a tall order because one, these are fiction human beings, and it's like it's putting all the best qualities in somebody. So that's like a tall expectation and desire. However, that means you're also missing some pretty basic stuff in your partner, and that makes me sad too.
No, you're so right. That would be a fascinating study. I hope that you come up with this and that a journal picks it up and publishes it, because it's like men go one way with their porn addiction, which is pretty quintessential and pretty like OnlyFans driven and all that stuff. Meanwhile, women will be like moaning over, Zayden Ryerson or whatever.
Reading the same chapter over, like dog tagging them, so you know where to go back to when you can't fall asleep at night. It's not like I haven't done or anything, but it's definitely there's a correlation because there's also so many single women that love it, and they're going there because they're not getting it in real life. And then I also think there's a fourth element, which is the downfall of quality movies and television.
Yes.
Because we're not having these 8-season long shows anymore. We don't have characters to fall in love with. We don't have any of that anymore. And so we're finding it in books instead, which is great. That part I'm fine with for one reason. But obviously I miss shows. I miss our shows. I think we all miss our shows. It's like you get 2 seasons, maybe 3 if you're lucky, of a really good show.
Yeah, I miss being in love with Jon Snow.
Right? Like Nick Miller I was in love with that guy for so long on New Girl. New Girl.
Oh, New Girl.
He was like the worst man in the world, but you loved him so much because he was so funny, and he didn't even have a bank account, and he kept his money in a box. It was a huge episode. I actually said recently, I was like, when I was younger, when it first came out, I was like, I was a Nick Miller girly. But as I'm older on my rewatches, I want Schmidt as my partner because that guy has his shit together. He has a fucking job.
Yeah.
He knows how to take care of them. He knows how to decorate. He can cook. And Nick is an alcoholic with a hot face, which who doesn't love?
Yeah, surely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there was any character within a sitcom that I felt that way about. I don't think so. I rewatch How I Met Your Mother all the time. Chronically rewatch it, but I don't feel romantically pulled towards any of them.
I always wanted one.
Yeah.
But I was like, Ted's a loser. But I love this. My whole family loved that show, or at least my siblings and I. We love rewatching it.
I'm rewatching it now, I think, to curb the potential onset depression that I will surely get.
Smart. Get ahead of it.
Uprooting my life and moving.
Get ahead of it. Get ahead of it for sure.
That's right. It's like comfort food.
It's
comfort food, the TV shows.
It is.
This is a good one. This is 196 likes.
Whoa, all big right. Dog. Okay.
They get bigger because the older comments have even more.
Hell yeah.
These are in chronological order by most recent.
Okay.
So this says, it's good that more people are reading, and I really don't want to be a pretentious prick and judge people for gravitating towards easy genre fiction. I read a bunch of trashy books myself, but, I think it's critically important to realize when you're reading trash just for the cheap thrills and when you're reading quality literature. If you can't tell the difference between Akhtar and Lonesome Dove, then we're in trouble.
Well said. Well said. Username, fill in the blank.
That's right. Claudia
we,
Borges photo. Sorry if I
we're
fucked that
on
up.
the same we're on the same page. We are absolutely on the same page because there are books that are just fun.
And we know what we're doing with those books.
Yes, I like to call them palate cleansers.
Yes.
And like sometimes like my palate cleansers vary. Sometimes they are rom-com, beach ready. Sometimes they are like pop historical fiction.
Yes.
You know, but and then sometimes you like, this could be good and it's absolutely terrible. And you're like, I'll just ride this, I guess. Like this is like a fun concept. I'll see it through.
My palate cleansers are always thrillers. So I like to really sit in my elite douchery by reading a Pulitzer Prize winning novel. And then once I get done with it and it has fed my soul, then I will pick up like I'm blanking on an author name, but one of those like Last One on the Hill or one of those types of books with all the same Frida McFadden or whatever. One of those are my palate cleansers.
Yeah, the James Patterson-esque novel titles.
Yes.
The Last One on the Hill.
Which I'm like, I think I've read 3 books with some variation 100%. Of that title just this year.
I wrote McSweeney. Was it McSweeney's? It was like unpublished James Patterson novel titles. It was like the last when the day the creek stood still, like stuff like that. It's good. It's really good.
So it's that conversation we were having before we hit record of holding 2 truths at once. Like, we're not saying you can't enjoy the shitty BookTok books, but to come, it's about understanding what you're doing and getting into, and being like, okay, now I want to read sophisticated literature that I'm gonna think about, that's gonna stay with me. You know,
right.
That is when you then go out and you find your little BookTok rec in between. But BookTok almost never has sent me in the direction of critically acclaimed.
No, that is not what. No, BookTok is not critically acclaimed. However, there are some very well-renowned books that I think are horrible and so boring.
Oh yes, what?
Like, I think we might have talked about this. I can't remember if we talked about it last time, but one of my crusades, everyone told me to read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
You didn't like it?
I hated it.
Didn't read it, so it's on my list. Should I cross it off?
I think you would appreciate the writing, but the story, like, was the way that it was described to me was, it's a story about friendship we've never heard and we need to hear. And I read it and I was like, I did not need to hear this story. It is so sad, so depressing, so heartbreaking, and not even in a friendship breakup as we know it. Like, the most deep, horrific travesty across the pages. Yes, the writing was good, but it felt like, let me put it this way. If it was made into a movie, it probably would be nominated for Best Picture, and that movie probably would have been seen by like 5 people. You know? Like, it's like a sad art film in a book. And I don't want to tell you more if you end up reading it, but because there's like a couple spoilers that I'm trying not to say right now, but I really, oh my God, I couldn't believe people were like happy at the end of this novel. And there was no happiness to be found.
With that,
just staring into oblivion.
I know, you just made me so sad.
I know. I was like, I want to say what happened, but I don't want to. I also don't want to say what happened if you read it.
I'll save it, but I also today dipped out on a work assignment because I'm trying to take better care of my mental health. Someone called me 2 hours ago asking for a notary, and they said, can you come to the hospital? I'm with a man and he's literally about to die right now and we need something notarized. And I was like, I think I have to sit this one out. despite I could use some extra money, but I gotta sit this one out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be worth it. I feel bad taking money from someone when they're at their loved ones, but even Monty is right now supporting me with this. So I was just like, I'm gonna sit this one out.
I think that was a really good idea.
Thank you. Yeah. A palate cleansing comment.
My friend, I was talking about it, and another friend was like, I really want to read it. And I was like, how's your mental state right now? And she's like, really bad. I was like, don't read it. And she was like, I think I'm going to read it. And I was like, okay, it's your funeral. And then she texted me like a week and a half later, and she's like, I can't read this book anymore. I was like, I told you, I'm not being dramatic.
Trying to warn you.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one is from user N Chavez 86. This is sitting at 187 likes. It says, I feel like 50 Shades of Grey started this. It proves that you don't need good writing, story, plot, well-written characters to sell books. You just make it 90 to 95% smut, and it's considered a masterpiece. It's lazy, lazy writing. I mean, pretty in line with what we've been talking about. Do we blame it on 50 Shades of Grey? Was Twilight not sexual enough?
I didn't read Twilight. I don't know why or how that snuck past me in my youth. Oh. But I did read 50 Shades of Grey, and I was like...
You know the backstory that it started out as fan fiction for Twilight.
Yeah. I forgot about that until you said that. Yes. I don't think you can blame it 100% on 50 Shades. I think there was bad books before. I think there's bad books after. It's like bad media. It's bad songs. It's bad art in general. Like
there must have been, because what's his name? Fabio. Is that his name? Wouldn't have had... Yeah, with that hair, who was on every book cover, like for sure there was smut. Yeah, no way his books that he was modeling on.
Like that woman. There's been, and that's like one of those things where you're like, you figure out how to write this shit and sell it. Good for you, man. You're making money off that. Good for you. But I think 50 Shades might be like the most like recent beginning, and like I bet. I think it's Nora Roberts is what I'm picturing. And I think there's another name that I remember seeing in bookstores and libraries, like, and having.
You mean at CVS?
Yeah. Libraries.
Let's be honest.
At CVS, airports, and you're like, oh, it's all the same cover by the same thing. But back, like, like 50 Shades might be the first one where like viral was able to be viral.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
So I think that might be part of where that person's idea is coming from, which I'm not mad at. But it's so lazy.
I know. I love the drama of that. The fact that she's punctuating a comment on Instagram because she really needs to drive the point home.
Yeah.
I appreciate that so much.
Respect. A lot of respect.
Even though you didn't read Twilight, I do have to mention this because I just saw a very interesting theory on it that makes a lot of sense. This woman was drawing the parallels between Stephanie Meyer growing up in Mormonism and how Twilight is actually incredibly full of Mormon ideology.
Did you watch Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Remember the Twilight episode when they were Will Forte was trying to get Twilight to be put in the time capsule?
Oh yeah.
And they were like, put Twilight in there, and they were like, no Twilight, and he's like, we want Twilight, and then the townspeople would be like, it's too religious, and they're like, it's too pagan, and you're like, and Leslie Knope was like, which one is it?
No, it talks about, it's so funny, but I guess because of inherent like white supremacy within the Mormon culture, that's why they're like pale and sparkly, like the vampires are pale and sparkly, and that she's like pure until she marries Edward, and there's all these different
holy shit, that's fascinating
things that align with it that were really eye-opening. TikTok, of course, but let me
great. Send it to me. I would love to go down that rabbit hole.
This is worth, I think I need to pull up not that video in particular, but I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
If I open that and watch it, then maybe my algorithm will get better.
It might. Between Twilight and Mormonism. This will be worth it.
Yes.
I promise. I have never looked anything up on my phone during a podcast before, but this will absolutely be worth it. Mormonism. Okay. Because this will tell us. Themes of chastity and sexual morality.
Yeah.
The struggle between flesh and spirit.
Interesting.
Yes. Vampires live with an internal conflict. Edward struggles with his predatory instincts versus moral restraint. In Mormonism, humans face the tension between moral desires and spiritual goals.
True.
Self-discipline is part of striving to be more Christ-like.
A lot, yeah. I mean, a lot of religion like that.
The family and community loyalty. Cultural messaging about the body. Vampires are immortal and physically perfect, but controlling their appetites is critical. Mormonism, the body is sacred. Health, abstinence from addictive substances, and respect for physical integrity are emphasized.
Dude.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
I would watch like a 30 for 30 episode on that.
I would too. Have you seen the movies?
I watched Twilight movies for the first time during the pandemic.
Okay.
That was how 3 of us in our pod celebrated the 4th of July that year.
Nice.
It was like the most American thing we've ever done.
It's pretty fucking American.
So good. I mean, it was like, we were like, this rocks. It's so bad, but it's so good. I have like a higher tolerance for like average movies than I do average books, I think.
I'm that way too. I actually, not just tolerance, but I specifically love what are considered shitty culty movies. They are my absolute favorite. Like, I am a fucking diehard Fast and Furious fan, like to my core. And I know, I get
It's
what people think about
good.
those, but it's so good because it's so insane, and the more insane it gets, the more I love it. And it's the same with Twilight, where the enjoyment of Twilight, the reason people keep rewatching it and now they're re-releasing them in theaters, is because it's so bad we love to love it, because we love to hate it, because you watch it and it's so fucking corny. That's what makes it fun.
Yes, exactly. I'm similar. Like, I fuck with a Hallmark movie so bad.
Yes.
I'm like, what are we saving this time? Is it like, is it your restaurant? Is it your family's tree farm? Is it the bakery? What do we have to save? Let's get the town on top of this. We need money. And I love figuring out I love like watching the different ways they put these little things together, because it is a formula and it is so comforting. And I do love Christmas. Like, it's just so cozy. Like, I hate it for why everyone hates it and the stress, but like the coziness.
Yes, agreed.
So good. My dream role, and I mean this with full sincerity, is to be the weird best friend in one of those movies. That like, it's like the quirky assistant at the bake shop.
There always is one.
Yeah. Or like the assistant photographer of the wedding planner or whatever.
Yep.
Like, that's what I want. If I could make my career on that,
I could see that for you.
It's like I did a scene in class once from one of them. I like brought it's like, pick your scene. I brought it in, and it was like, they worked at this like small town magazine, obviously in Minnesota.
Of course.
Yes. And so my character was really into hunting and made her own elk jerky. And I did the scene. We did it the first time, and the teacher stopped, like, after the first one. She goes, what's this from? Because like, no one knew what the fuck was going on. And I was like, oh, just like a random Hallmark movie. It's called Snowmancer. Like, the whole room was like full of like serious actors who were like, why would you ever do this? I was like, because this is exactly what I want to play. I want to be the girl at the magazine who makes elk jerky.
I want that for you.
Right? Putting it out there.
All right, we got a couple more of these comments.
Yes.
Before we get to our book reviews. Okay. This one is sitting at 820 likes.
Whoa, baby!
This is from crisp_Mrs_H.
Oh.
I love this. This is one of the first comments, so we both liked it. I have been personally victimized by BookTok recommendations.
Is that it?
That's it,
right? Yeah.
That's the whole comment. And yeah, I have several books. I don't know if I had named them last time, but I would just like to sit here and say that I was victimized by this book that was, oh my god, fuck, I should have saved the name of it, but it was a BookTok one, and I like fucking hated. Oh, Mona Awad. She's the author.
I don't know.
And I think the book's called All's Well.
Okay.
Fucking hated it. Hated it, bro. Not a single likable person or situation in the book. Not a plot line was brought all the way around. Nothing. Just insufferable cast. Terrible storyline. Finished it because I just kept hoping it would get better because it was recommended over and over again. Right. And the regret that I have is palpable.
I think there was one I think I might have gotten 25 pages in. I think it was called there was two that were titled similarly, and I hope I don't say the wrong one, but I think it was When the Moon Hatched. I think.
I hate that title, by the way. Never heard of it, but I already hate it.
The cover, gorgeous. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be awesome. And I opened it. And I was like, what the fresh fuck is going on here? Because it was like, okay, this is a wild comparison. Because it wasn't poetry, but it felt like a bad poem, if that makes sense.
It doesn't, which is
and I was like, oh my God. Legendborn did not finish. Oh yeah, When the Mood Hatched, big thumbs down, Fido. And it went so sexual so fast. Like, it was like the main character was like, he was walking towards her store, hard as a rock. And I'm like, what? We're on chapter 2. What are we
also
doing?
Control your boners in public, bro.
Yeah, what are you doing? And I was like, this is not for me. Like, I need a build up. I need reason. I need reason for spice. Yeah. And if you're going to go,
not that kind.
Correct. If you're just going to jump right in, it's the equivalent of when you get a Hinge message that's like, you want to come over tonight? And you're like, I don't even know you.
I got one today.
Yeah!
It was literally, guy sends me his opening messages, his phone number, and let's hang out tonight.
Fuck off.
Immediately no. And
if you want that, like, just go pay for it somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I should give them an avenue to pay for it so I could at least monetize.
Yeah. Be like, just send me your QR code over and be like, yeah, send me $20 and let me see you soon. Send me $20, I'll pick up some wine and I'll see you soon.
Yeah. All right, here's another 502 likes. Bored_Marine said, so many people recommended A Court of Thorns and Roses, so I gave it a try, and damn, it was horrible. It was like a high schooler wrote it. Now, I didn't read that. Did you?
I did. I think I know where she's coming from. I liked Akhtar more than some people hated it, but I also didn't love it as much as other people loved it. It could have done with some editing. The way that some of my friends described it, which I think is a good way to describe it, it's like she's a really good storyteller, but not the best writer. Like, so that, like, really good at characters, really good at the overarching story, but like the prose, I think that's where that like high schooler feeling comes in.
Okay. Which is, I think, the complaint that we had about the majority of BookTok books is the prose is not there.
Yeah. But I think you can also get lost in that series because there's so much world building that sometimes your brain is like, are we over explaining or do we actually need to know this information? And if we need to know this information, how do you make this understandable but also pretty? Like, that's a tall order too.
Yeah, but like my gateway into fantasy was Game of Thrones.
Right. So
which is everything. It's the most insane world building and it's excellent writing, and fuck you, George R.R. Martin, for not finishing those books. I don't think we'll ever get them. For sure he's gonna die and not before he releases those books, which is such a travesty. But I have a Game of Thrones tattoo because I love it so much.
Oh my gosh. Have you read Mistborn? I heard that one's a really good one.
No, never heard of it.
Okay, maybe that's our next assignment. It's supposed to be a really good intro to fantasy and like a really good writing. And the way that it was sold, my brother recommended it, and then this like random guy I met in an acting class recommended it because we were talking about books, and he was like, I can't believe you said Mistborn. I love that book. It's really good at like, it's good at world building in a sense where it's like giving you a lot of info, but it's not confusing. It like really knows how to go brick by brick. So you're like, okay, you understand this piece. This is how this works together. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to try that.
Okay, I'm going to have to add that to the list.
Yeah, like I'm reading Powerless. I started that one, which is a BookTok book. And people warned me about this one. It's very hotly debated. And so Andy and I are reading it. And I'm reading it really fast. So it's like, I'm like interested in the story. But the writing is, but she wrote it when she was like 18. So you're like, well, duh. You know, like the writing is a little juvenile. It feels a little like like YA, but maybe under. But some people are like, it's the worst writing I've ever read. So I'm curious to see what the rest of this book is like. I'll report back.
That was the end of the comments, the really top one.
Those are the good ones.
So
those are really great.
Yeah.
Those are really great. Some people are like mad that we critiqued it all.
Yeah,
and I said,
elitist.
You know what? I was like, I have a right to critique anything, good and bad. Mm-hmm. And so do you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now some good critiques that I can come back with is you gave me 2 book recommendations.
Yes. Oh my God. Which ones did I give you again?
You gave me the Rachel Incident.
Yes.
And Look Closer.
Yes.
Both of which I read. They actually kind of went well together because even though the Rachel Incident, the tone of it was pretty light. I really enjoyed the prose. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the characters. And it was one of those good reads where I just wanted to like sit in it for a bit. Mm-hmm. So to read Look Closer after that actually was a perfect palate cleanser.
It's a perfect palate cleanser.
Because it's exactly.
It's your thriller palate cleanser.
My thriller palate cleanser, yeah. So I really liked it. I mean, it surprised me, which I feel like is hard to do because I've read so many of those thrillers.
I agree. Every time I thought I had it figured out, and this is for Look Closer, I was wrong. Same. And he like did something else there's another twist that went deeper and different and lefter and righter, and I was like, dude, how are you doing this?
Yeah,
it was
fantastic.
So good. In Rachel Incident, I remember reading the first page and being like, this is gonna be good. Like the writing from the jump,
immediately
I was like,
good.
Immediately good.
There's something about, I am down for like anything Irish culture or like UK, anything from that area. I just think it's like fun. I love the little like kitschy cultural things, references that are in there, and I can just like read a lot about that.
And I loved how it was so far away, but the experience of being in your 20s was so close to home.
Oh yeah.
And like I didn't have like a boy toy in my 20s like that, but I had it in college, and it reminded me a lot of that. And like the miscommunications and the like how big the feelings were. Mm-hmm. She did such a good job of capturing that.
Yeah.
And it felt so specific. And that's when you're like, this is good fucking writing because this has nothing to do with me, but I feel like I can put myself exactly right there.
And I was sad when it ended.
Yeah.
I wanted more.
Were you expecting, how spoilery do we want to get?
Trying to think of if I was expecting anything that didn't quite come through. I don't know. I felt really close to her in questioning her like friendship with James the whole time, because I know what it's like to just like really want a friend's approval and to be worried about that, and to be like, have we grown apart to the point where we're not friends anymore, especially having him turn into this big celebrity. And it's like, being in comedy, that's an experience that we have too, right? We start with people and then you have these relationships with them and they blow up, and I can relate so well to that. You know, of like, am I still friends with you? So that part of it really struck a chord with me.
I was not expecting the like secret affair to be between the boy and the boy.
Mm-hmm.
What a great twist
for sure.
And I love how we got to feel how she felt, like being in the middle of that. But she did such a good job. It was so good. I loved it. And you want to go to mine?
Yeah.
Okay, I read Glass Castle and Nightingale.
Which I gave you like 2 heavy ones after you specifically told me that you don't really like heavy.
But I
was like, you must.
I did it. I read Glass Castle after I got back from being with my family for 6 weeks.
Oh, perfect, because it's about family.
Yeah. I was like, I honestly think this could be good for me right now. Mm-hmm. And it really was.
Good.
Because also I could not get over that was her life. I couldn't get over it. And that writing was insane.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop. I could not put that one down, truly. And I think I put this on my Goodreads review, which I know I have to get the other one, whatever, do it at some point. I was like, I have never met a family like this, and yet I saw my family in every page. Like the dynamics of how they all work together, and like my dad's not an alcoholic, but the way that like when your parents are fighting and one of the kids is the one that's gonna make things okay, that's something I relate to and have experienced. And there was like a couple instances with her and her brother like being like, well, our parents are insane. Mm-hmm. And like I've had that with my brother being like, and like same with me and my sister, like they go out of the room and they're like, well, what are we gonna do about this? You know, like I thought it was so fucking good. And it was also, I loved how optimistic it was. Mm-hmm. Despite all of this, like they were living in so much sadness, like true poverty, but the way that her parents like handled it, I think like is why they all got so successful, like, because they all were able to survive and like find optimism. And like it was weirdly beautiful in that way to be like, look at what this could be, look at how life is, like that. It was like unhinged but also beautiful, like way to look at the world.
Good. I'm so glad you liked it.
I really liked it. Nightingale destroyed me. I texted you that. I was like, I
warned you it would.
I know. I was clipping along pretty good. I was like, and like also the sister storyline.
Yeah.
With everything, like recently, my sister and I are 6 years apart, and like some like seasons of life we are very close, and some we're a little bit further apart, and it just was one of those times where I was like, I feel like this is gonna like come and hit me in the face soon. And that last 100 pages when she got from when she got captured, was it Isabel?
I don't remember because I read it in 23.
I think the younger sister, the one that was the spy, when she got caught. Those last 100 pages were so hard to get through. And which is crazy because the last World War II one I read also had a lot of torture and like a lot of sexual badness too. And I was able to kind of like, I don't want to say like skim past it, but I was like, you know, like we looking into it. But this one felt heavier.
Yeah.
And I think the timing of when I read it too, and what we are all living in, felt a little too close to home.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I? Am I going to be a spy during the revolution? Like, will I have the balls to do that? We'll see. But that is one of those instances where you're like, this is literature.
Yeah.
This writing is like, that should be in high school, like required reading in high school.
Agreed.
It's so well done, and it felt so like, I felt like I was kind of reading a history book because it felt very accurate. and like not like super made up. You know, sometimes they like fluff it up.
Yeah, and it talked about these themes where, I mean, I've read so much historical World War II historical fiction, but I hadn't necessarily read anything where someone was forced to be an innkeeper
Never.
of a Nazi soldier. So like
Never.
that part of it was new.
Yeah.
And just the different, there's so many that I've read where there's like traveling and moving around and trying to escape involved.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was just a different perspective on that experience.
Yes, because there's so many versions of that, like that we don't ever hear, and it's probably the majority of people that have to that can't leave and I have to bunker down. And there was that, I think it was at the end of the book when the remaining sister was talking to her son. I'm not gonna get the quote right, but it was essentially like, I didn't realize that that's what you did in the war. And she was like, that's what all the women did in the war. And it was like, and then you just, it was like, I think she went on and said men acted out afterwards and women moved on.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
Which is exactly how we all handle relationships too, by the way. Every breakup ever.
And I was like, wow, that is a fucking sentence. And I thought, I liked it. I just, it was one of those ones that stick with you. And,
yes.
And made me sad. Made me really sad.
I told you, I think, that I was sobbing as I was reading it on an airplane.
Oh
I was
God.
Going up to Winnipeg to feature, and I was just
God.
Ugly crying, snot, waterworks, full thing on the plane.
I finished it on my balcony and I started crying and I didn't have anything and I didn't want to go in because I didn't want my roommates to see me crying and have to explain that it was because of a book. And so I had a kitchen towel that had fallen down and had been on the ground for I think 2 months. I just had never picked it up and I was like I was like, this is what I'm using. I'm roughed up my nose, but I was like, there's no way I'm going in there to get tissues. Oh my God. But it was that one was another one that I read fast because of the writing, not because I could skip paragraphs because I knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
It
definitely catapulted Kristen Hanna to one of my favorite authors, for sure. And that book is in my top 5 of all time.
What would be your next Kristen? Oh, there was another one you told me to. Obviously, The Women I Know, but there was a different one.
The Great Alone was the first one I read.
Alone.
Have you read that?
No.
It's incredible.
Okay.
It's not as sad. It's still sad.
Yeah, of course.
Be warned. It's still pretty heavy.
Okay.
However, it was beautiful, and it was the thing that it was my gateway to her as an author.
Okay.
And I just really love she does an exemplary job with female characters.
Okay. I think there is something changing in me, maybe hormonally. I don't know. Because I don't really like heavy shows either. And I can't stop watching the heaviest, thrillerist things. And I was watching, what's that one that was on? Fuck. It was about about terrorism. And it was on Fox, right after 9/11.
I don't know if I know it, but I do kind of watch a lot of that stuff.
Yes, you do. If I said it, you would.
Yeah.
But I watched too many. I was into it. My friend that has known me for so long, she was like, "What is happening to you? You can't watch that." I was like, "I don't know. I just I'm really into it." 24.
Oh, I never watched 24.
I think it was 24. Or there was another one. Maybe
I know it was intense.
It was there was a lead character who was blonde, and she was a famous lady, famous actress. Homeland.
Oh, Homeland.
Not 24.
Didn't
Homeland.
watch that either, but I'm familiar.
Why would I? I'm what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Also, big development. I started getting in on audiobooks.
Nice.
On Libby. I'm using my Libby app.
All I use is my Libby app.
Oh my God. Because I got so sick of listening to the news. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I started listening to my nonfiction books that have been on my list that I can't read.
That's how I use Libby. I only do nonfiction. I do all my like self-development books on Libby.
I've read like 4 in the last 2 weeks.
Isn't it great?
I'm blowing through them.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my ones that I'm reading right now?
Yes.
This is so, I mean, anyone that listens to this show is not going to be surprised at all that this is what I'm listening to, but this is the kind of shit that I do with my audiobooks because I don't want it to interfere with my fun of reading like novels and fiction. Correct. I want that to be my like reading separate. So on audiobook, I'm listening to Neville Goddard's Final Lectures. Do you know who that is? No, he's a manifestation figure.
Final Lectures.
His Final Lectures. I had also listened to Neville Goddard Master Course to Manifest Your Desires into Reality. So
okay,
that's
great.
my guy.
Okay, great.
I'm listening to a book called Never Get Angry Again because I'm trying to vibrate at a higher level. So I'm trying not to get pissed off. I tend to, I'm like, how do I admit this about myself? I operate at like a pretty irritable baseline. Like when I go out into the world, I have like morality OCD and I get so fucking annoyed if people like don't hold the door open for me or like, don't move on the sidewalk, you know, or just like make, you know, all sorts of traffic infractions and stuff. I just get mad all the time and I'm really trying to curb that. So I'm listening to that. I'm listening to a book called Psycho-Cybernetics, which is also about manifestation.
Fascinating.
Which I initially was like, is this something to do with Scientology? Because I'm like, where have I heard that term before? But thankfully it's not. Okay. And if it is, someone can correct me. There's also a book called The Art of Being Lazy.
I think I need to listen to that one.
Trying to learn. I haven't started that one yet.
Because every time I sit still, bad things happen. And then I overdo it. And then more bad things happen. I
had ChatGPT. I'll go to that. So the last one that I just took out and I haven't started yet is called Never Eat Alone. And it's and other secrets to success, one relationship at a time.
I've heard about that one.
It's because I always feel like so guilty, and this is a recurring theme in therapy for me, that I feel like if I ask people for things or I try to network, that I'm like a piece of shit who's trying to use people to climb, and I always have like these spinning thoughts about it. So I'm trying not to break my framework around that, the way that I mentally view trying to hone relationships that have a little bit to do with business.
You know, okay, actually, I was recommended a book by a VP, a female VP in my company that I really respect, and I think she handles herself so well at that company. The name of it, kind of cringy. How do you find your what you listen to? Where do you go?
Oh, let me show you.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it, but I do know how to find it.
I'm currently listening to Robin Williams' biography.
Also, is this charger heavy enough?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, you're getting Barbarian Days of Surfing Life. Did I tell you about that book?
Did.
That's my all-time favorite book.
I put that one on my queue.
Let's see. Timeline. Was this it? Yes.
Timeline. Okay.
Not Mel Robbins, girl.
I know. I haven't listened. I can't listen. It's a book, so I'm not reading it on my phone. But I listened to the Whole Body Reset. Didn't learn shit. Most powerful woman in the room is you, and it's a lot about networking and how people can't help you if you don't tell them that you need help, and how to negotiate.
I need to hear that over and over and over and over again.
I hated that it was a pink cover. I hated some parts of it, but like overall, it made me feel a little bit more like, okay, like I can do the version of I can do hard things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I re-listened to Chelsea Devante's I Shouldn't Be Telling You This.
No, I don't know about that one.
Do you know her as a writer?
No.
She is fascinating. I've known of her since I started doing Second City in Chicago, because she was on the main stage when I started, and she was like one of those performers that everyone was obsessed with. And I remember being like thinking she was so cool because she started doing digital filming sketches before it was like a thing. This was like early, like right around 2013, like early days. And it's her autobiography, but she talks about she does talk about comedy, but she talks about her whole like life story and her family and life and all these like very intense bad things that also happened to her along the way, and how she navigated that and how it affected comedy and how she used it, how she didn't, how she like very, very fucking cool. And also talks about some of the bad sides of comedy and the people and that we have to interact with and how she navigates that.
I think I would enjoy that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is part of it and it does suck, but there's also like that. I don't feel crazy for thinking that sometimes. And then you hear about the good stuff.
Yeah.
And like the good, she like she has a whole chapter on one of her like favorite people that she met at Second City that like was one of her ride or dies, like super supportive, and how they've been like really good at navigating different levels of fame with each other. And then there was another chapter about one of her comedy partners that they like were about to sell a show, and then the other girl pulled out because her manager said she was going to get too big. Like all those things that like we've all experienced in a way, shape, or form. And it was really good. It was really good.
I love anything validating. Of course. Who doesn't? Who among us doesn't?
And then now I'm listening to Robin Williams, and I am really into it.
Did you ever read I'm Dying Up Here? So it's all about the history of the Comedy Store, actually, and it's fantastic, and it reads really great, and I would recommend literally anybody, even if they're like not around the Comedy Store,
oh my god, okay,
but are in comedy, to read it, because it's just so fucking fascinating.
Okay, I'll add it.
And I'm like I can turn into a history buff when it comes to LA things or comedy things.
Sick. Okay, because like that's what I have The Wager on. I'm waiting for that. Have you heard of that one?
I have. Is it about ships?
It's about a full-on shipwreck and pirates and what happened. And it's a true tale, and I can't wait to listen to that one. Like I'm in my I want real. It's so funny that I started this out being like, I can't listen to the news. I want real stories.
No, honestly, I can't listen to the news either, and it's moving so fast.
I want real information.
Yeah.
I want the truth.
You won't get it on the news.
No, you won't. No, you won't. But okay, so I will look at.
I'm so excited for you to read it. I forgot I told you about Barbarian Days.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. That's going to be coming up soon, probably after Robin. And then I'll look up the Comedy Store one, and I'll put the other Great Alone on my list.
Yeah, what do you have for me? So I want to jot some down too.
Let's see. Well, I think you should do Chelsea Devantes. I shouldn't be telling you this. That would be. I think you would really like that, and especially with this impending move, it might give you like a little bit of inspo to kind of just go after it. Let's see. Palette cleanser. Did you read Night Circus?
Yes.
Okay. That one was.
Oh yeah, I read that so long ago.
Mm-hmm. Did you read None of This Is True? It's like a thriller. It is about podcasting.
Oh, then no.
I said, this is my review from Goodreads. I read this in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
Bingeable, page turning, and most importantly, for a scaredy cat, not too scary. But it's fucked up, definitely fucked up, and those are different things. She took two very trendy tropes of podcasting and true crime docs, which is happening everywhere, and found a fresh way in. Perfect for thriller lovers, short chapter obsessed, and those who don't want to put a story down.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds right up my alley, because I also am like such a true crime podcast girly.
Yeah. It was like I've read a couple with like it being based in podcasting or true crime documentary makers, and they've just kind of missed the mark, and I thought this one was fresh.
Amazing. I love that.
Yes!
Yes! Very
excited. My God, I can't wait for more discussion. It's going to be great. I can't wait to hear what you think. I'm gonna send this. I'll send them to you after.
Amazing. I'm like, I can listen back. I don't have to write them down now. I'll just listen to the episode.
Hell yeah, girl.
And take them in that way. All of my like top 5, because now I'm trying to think of if I were to have a top 5 because now I've already made you read Nightingale and Barbarian Life. And then my first like book that I was really, really obsessed with was Cheryl Strayed, Wild. That was like a big one.
I love her. I have that mini green book, Brave Enough.
Oh yeah, I have that somewhere.
It like really, I like open it some days just for a little dose of bravery.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to, John Krakauer is my favorite author. I don't know if I've talked about him with you before.
He wrote the Everest one, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I almost called it The Great Alone, but that's Kristen Hanna. The one that got made into a movie that everybody knows, where the guy is on a school bus at the end. He like goes up to Alaska by himself, and it's that iconic line of like, there's no joy if you're not with people or something.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm blanking.
But anyway, that's not even Underneath the Banner of Heaven was my entry into John Krakauer, which is about, they made it into a TV show.
Yes.
And it's about like a murder in the FLDS community in Utah.
I don't know if I've ever read that one.
It's incredible. It's a true story.
I've read a couple of his.
Yeah. That one's a true story. The Everest one, I think, is my absolute favorite book of his. Like, I have to put that in my top 5. I read another book of his called Missoula at the beginning of the year that's about rape on college campuses, and it was really well done, but obviously very depressing.
Tough. Yeah.
But his journalistic, acumen is just top notch.
Did you read The Killers of the Flower Moon?
Not yet, but it's on my list.
That one was really good. I thought that was one of a really good one where you're like, this feels like a story, and I really enjoyed it. I told someone that's how I got the wager recommended, because I said I liked that, and they're like, you should read that one next. Okay.
I need to read that too. I'm trying to think if there's any self-development books that I should recommend to you that really stood out for me, because every once in a while when there's a really good one, I will re-listen to it.
Yeah. I feel like I need to re-listen to Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert. You've ever read that one?
I haven't read that one, but I've read other things from her.
Yeah.
Well, we've all read Eat, Pray, Love, of course.
Mating
in Captivity by Esther Perel was very fascinating. Even as a chronically single person, I really enjoyed it. I figure someday it'll serve me.
That's funny.
There's a quote that I keep reiterating from that, which is that she was talking about how oh my gosh, lust is metabolically expensive. Like, if we're in lust, it's evolutionarily expensive because of the amount of, like, you burn too many calories being excited, or you spend too much mental energy being excited. So that's why lust wears off after like the 9 to 12 month mark, and then you're just left with whatever else you have that's not just purely based on like the sexual chemistry. And I thought that was so fucking fascinating, and I have been harping on that since I read it. That was like earlier this year. I reread, and I think I've reread it maybe 3 times now, but Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. It's a negotiation book.
Cool.
So he was like a hostage negotiator. So that's a fantastic book. Love it. Let's see. What else did I really, really like on this?
I have another one for you.
Yes.
That I think, I don't know, it's a little older. I don't know if you might have read it already.
Mm-hmm.
But did you ever read Detransition Baby?
No, never heard of it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. When did I read this? It doesn't matter. But I rated this 5 stars. I don't rate a lot of books 5 stars. This is a whip-smart debut about 3 women, transgender and cisgender, whose lives collide after an unexpected pregnancy forces them to confront their deepest desires around gender, motherhood, and sex. And so Reese and Amy are about to have they want to have a baby, and then Amy detransitions and goes back to being a man, and there's like this whole other situation going on, and then the 3 people that they mentioned in the beginning, they all kind of like get intertwined, and their lives intertwined. They figure out like what does it mean to be a woman, essentially, like what does that mean, and what are the feelings associated with like cisgender, transgender. Sometimes when you transition it's too hard, and like there's things you don't expect, and what does that mean? Like, it's very fascinating.
I love shit
and
like that.
It was so well done. I think like a topic like this is so hard, and everything felt like it's like one of those things where like, is this going to be like too much of a reach for my brain? Like, am I going to fully understand these characters? Such a good job.
Good to know.
Yeah,
That
really
would be,
good.
I haven't read anything really that's like along those lines, so that would be fascinating. This is gonna piss you off, but I would recommend you listen to it. It's called Invisible Women.
Wait, I think I've heard of that one.
It's by Caroline Criado Perez. So it is the study of the gender gap within all kinds of research. So it talks about how Volvo is the only car company that tests crash dummies with a female body. The
Yes.
car testing, safety testing only started with like women's measurements and proportions in 2019. It talks about how medications aren't tested for women. Yeah.
Oh my God, that shit makes me so mad.
Here's something that I had never really thought of before that book that also just like will forever stay with me, that in underdeveloped countries where there's not enough bathrooms, it becomes a safety hazard for women because predators will literally like wait out by the community bathrooms, like wait for women to attack them.
God.
And the amount of square footage, like when architects build bathrooms, they really should be building them bigger for women, and the square footage should be different, and making them equal is actually making them worse for us.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
So it's just it's maddening, but I think it's important to have that framework around looking at things like, what are the right ways for us to be diagnosed with things? What are the right medications? Like things that you can talk to your doctor about, where, you know, entire industries have just forever dropped the ball on making research for us.
Going through all the health shit I've had the last couple of years, I've never been more angry about it. But before I forget, what was the one of the manifestation ones you're listening to? I need to put it on.
Oh, absolutely. Anything Wayne Dyer, I would say.
Wayne,
so it's
our boy Wayne.
Dyer.
The Power of Intention.
Yeah, so he's
Is that
one
a
of my
good one?
favorites. Yeah, he's great. The Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. That's a good one.
Wait, do you like Wayne's Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life better? Or The Power of Intention?
Maybe the Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Ways.
Okay.
But I would maybe start with Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. I would probably start there.
Wait, I think I've read something else by him.
Yeah, he's huge. So
there was like a supernatural one or something.
Yeah, Becoming Supernatural. I've read that too.
I read that.
So it's like him, Neville Goddard, Wayne Dyer, and Abraham Hicks are like the four that I will rotate listening to. Okay. I mostly tend to just take their stuff in on YouTube. Like you can, if you look up a single Abraham Hicks thing, then every morning it will recommend you a new roughly 15-minute like lecture from Abraham Hicks. And it's this woman who channels Abraham. He's like this, I don't know, not deity, because that's not right, but just it's all about how you're supposed to like have fun and pick good feeling thoughts, and that this was like from the Neville Goddard book, but it's like in order to achieve what you want, like you can't work or what's the quote? Like there's nothing you can, the way isn't to try to have fun, it's like having fun is the way. I butchered that.
Something like that.
Something like
that. I can see that.
Where you gotta already pick the good feelings so you can vibrate higher so that more of the good stuff comes in. And it's much easier said than done, which is why I try to listen to some kind of manifest thing, if not every day, at least a couple days a week, so that I can remember about it.
That's not a bad way to think of it. Okay. Neville has a lot.
He does. The one I'm listening to right now is a little too Jesus-y, but it's okay.
Okay. Practice mindfulness. That could be good. Feeling is the secret.
That's a good one.
The power of awareness. The power of imagination.
So many.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
It's the same ideas kind of regurgitated by all the manifesting people, but sometimes one of them says something that gets through, whereas the other ones don't.
Yeah, legit. And my therapist this week said, just in a really bad mindset. And I said, that is why I'm here, Sarah. I'm trying to figure it out.
My therapist always just says I need more therapy, and I'm like, I cannot afford it.
That's honestly rude of her. That's really rude of her to say and not be like, we can sit here every day if you need to.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah. Right. The hilarious thing, I'll say this because I almost went to start talking shit about the Mel Robbins book, but my therapist, who of course has a podcast.
Legit. Great.
Which is good. I mean, it's funny because I'll go in and I'll like cry to her about this show, and then she'll have follow-up questions like, what metrics, what are the metrics to monetize? And I'm like, oh, all of a sudden you have follow-up questions for the first time in years. When they're podcasting follow-up questions. If you need help, just say so.
That's so funny.
But she had a really good episode on her podcast where she was deep diving of what works and doesn't work about the let them theory from the point of someone who from the POV of someone that actually studied psychotherapy. So
I would love to hear that.
I'll send you the episode.
I have mixed feelings on. I don't think I have feelings on Mel Robbins. I've never listened or read anything.
Yeah.
But anytime like people get that obsessed with somebody, it makes me nervous.
Yeah. I just don't. I hate podcasts. Just in this format.
She hates them.
Because they just make me obsess with this. The only ones I listen to are true crime podcasts or comedy podcasts that have the same like two hosts. I don't listen to any shows that are formatted like this one, I think because I'm way too in my head. So because Mel Robbins is formatted this way and she has all the same guests that like that British guy has and the other British guy and like all, you know what I mean? It's like all the same, Jay Shetty or whatever. Like I'm like, this is the same show over and over again with the same guests over and over again. So while I'm glad that people enjoy shows like this, because that is this.
Yeah, good
Thank
thing
God.
You guys, someone likes it.
Thank you for listening, but they are not for me. Tell me where the bodies are. Just want to know where the bodies are.
So fucking funny.
Oh my God.
I hate podcasts, she says.
They're just all the same to me, so including this one. But thank you guys for listening.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for being here. We gotta wrap this shit up. Katie Novotny, thank you so much for joining me again.
Thank you so much
Please
for
tell
having
people
me.
about the special taping. Where can they find out what's going on? Plug everything, please.
If you happen to be in St. Louis in November and want to come to my first 30-minute special taping, I am doing it with Flyover Festival. Woo! Party! More information you can find at flyover.com. Also my Instagram at Kath Novotny, Kath Novotny, Novotny. And if you want to listen to / watch another podcast about books, I have one called Fingering the Page. It's really more of like a sketch show mixed with a public access television show, if that appeals to you.
Hell yeah.
And we exclusively do romance books. 11 episodes of season 1 are out there. If you want to help us break 26 subscribers, that would be sick.
Yeah, 27 right here.
Yeah. It seems to be a tough number to get over.
It's hard. It's hard out here.
We're getting there. Well, everyone hates podcasts, so.
That's right.
But we're still trying.
Well, thank you for doing the show.
I'm so glad I got to talk about books again. This is my favorite thing in the world.
Same here. Okay. Thank you guys for listening to this. I swear I don't hate it. I'm kidding. You know that. I love you. Thank you for listening. I forget how I usually end this. Bye.
Bye.